Hi, and welcome to ReturnGO. Today we're going to go over the latest version of the Manage Returns page, going over the layout and functionality of this page, and how to process returns and exchanges on ReturnGO. So at the top of the page, you'll find the search bar and filter options. You can sort and filter the RMAs by date, resolution, return reason, and more. You have easy filters here based on return status, and you can set up more advanced filters by clicking on filters. Here you have the button to manually create an RMA if you have that feature enabled, and a button to download a report of your RMAs. Below that, you have a list of all of your return requests based on the filters that you've set up. For each RMA, you can see the RMA number, the order number, which if you click on that, it will take you to the order in your store, the date the RMA was created, the resolution, the image of the returned item, number of items in the RMA, the customer name, which if you click on this, it will take you to the customer info in your store, and the status of the RMA. You can click on an RMA to view it and process it. This is the RMA page. Here you can see all the details of the return request and manage the RMA. At the top of the page, you can see the RMA details here, the order details here, and the customer details here. Below that, you can see the list of the items in the RMA. You can click on a specific item to see more details about the item and what was requested, including the returned item details, the return reason that was selected, the policy rule that was selected, which includes the resolution and return method, and the new item in the case of an exchange. You can also see the balance, which includes any fees, bonuses, price differences, etc. Continuing on, you have a section containing the return shipments and details about those. And here you have a section containing any exchange orders, invoices, and pending payments. Then below, you have a timeline of actions taken on the RMA, and you can add manual notes here by clicking on the plus sign. The action button bar at the bottom of the page contains buttons for approving, rejecting, marking the RMA as received or done, restocking, refunding, all the different actions that you'll take on the RMA as a whole. And the available actions will vary depending on the status of the RMA. So as you go through the process of managing an RMA, the buttons will change according to what the next available actions are that you can take for the RMA. Now, let's take a look at the steps of processing a return. Double check the details of the return, the items they want to return, the return reason, etc. Then approve the request by clicking on the Approve button at the bottom of the page. If the customer needs to ship back their item, then once the shipment has been received at your warehouse or store location, you can mark the RMA as shipment received. Once the shipment has been received, you can validate the returned items. This is only relevant if you have the item validation feature enabled on your account. To validate items, click on the item you want to validate, click on the plus sign next to item validation, and toggle the switches to indicate whether the item was returned and whether it can be restocked. If for some reason the item wasn't returned or isn't in good enough condition to be restocked, you can mark it as such and document the reason and upload images as well as needed. You can click on the back and next button to go between items on the RMA and validate them one by one. Once the items have been validated, you can restock them. To do this, select the items you want to restock and click the Restock button at the bottom. Here you can choose the location to which you want to restock the items and click Restock. You can also do this at the same time as the refund. Now, if it's an exchange, you'll have a Release Exchange button at the bottom, which will create the new order in your store. You can issue a refund or credit by clicking on the Refund Credit button at the bottom of the page. Here you have the refund calculator where you can adjust the refund amount and the refund method as needed, and you can restock the items at the same time. Down below, if you click on the three dots, you can resend email notifications and cancel or reject the RMA if need be. Now, next to each item, you'll see icons that represent different actions or statuses for that item. They appear after different actions have been completed throughout the process. If you hover over them, you can see what each one means. Finally, once the RMA has been fully processed, you can mark it as done This is the final step in the return process, and it means that the return has been completed and can't be changed. And that's it. That's how to manage returns and exchanges on ReturnGO. Keep in mind that most of the steps that we just went through can be automated, so you can really have as much or as little involvement as you want in the process of managing return requests. Make sure to check out our knowledge base article for more detailed information. Thanks for watching!